Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Ethereum, which is currently up 2.7% now. The entire market is seeing a slight consolidation across the board, but we're going to be jumping into exactly where I think Ethereum could be going over the next few days, as well as a few other coins. But before we do so, make sure you guys go check out the Discord down below. You can see on the screen right now just how many trades our members have been winning from simply joining up and starting to copy and paste the trades that we're sending out to them every single day. It's absolutely insane. We've had over an 85% win rate over the past 4 months ever since we started 2025. So yeah, make sure you join up, start copying those trades, start making profits with us. Now back to Ethereum. So overall, Ethereum has been obviously underperforming the market, and specifically Bitcoin, by quite a mile. It doesn't take a strategist to really show. Bitcoin was able to go from its lows at 15,000, break the all-time high, do nearly what is that, an 8x from its lows, whereas Ethereum wasn't actually able to break past those highs at all. We didn't really get that close. We were like 20% away, which is quite a significant amount. And since Bitcoin did drop down, yes, but it didn't drop down to the scale that Ethereum dropped down. Ethereum dropped by over 50%, which is huge. So yeah, Ethereum's been dropping a lot, but that does mean that there's more value to be found now in Ethereum, because I still think that Ethereum can easily head back to $4,000, which is going to be like a 2.5x from this level right now. Now we're going to look at the ETF in just a second as well, but overall the S&P has been performing relatively well today. It's just sat at this resistance. It's up 1%, and it'll be interesting to see how it reacts over the next few days, if we are actually able to break past this resistance and continue going up, or if we start dropping down and aren't able to break above this resistance level. Now again, that correlates directly to crypto, because Bitcoin is also approaching this resistance here at $89,000 to $90,000, and the same thing applies. If it's not able to break above, then chances are we're most likely going to continue going down to maybe $74,000, even $69,000. And if we are able to break above though, it means we're most likely going to start another leg up and can potentially head to 113, 115, somewhere around here at this resistance, which is what we've been waiting for a long time. Now obviously there will be a need for a new catalyst to further enhance that move up. That could be more news regarding the crypto reserve, more ETFs, more major inflows, more major companies buying into Bitcoin, anything like that. And that's what we're going to be waiting for. As for ETH, the next major resistance is at like 2.1k, so even from current levels it's like a 30% profit just to there. But obviously if we're buying longer term spot, that's not what we're really looking for. We're looking for the multiples. Now on the ETF, we have had a massive outflow 3 days ago. Right here you can see on the 11th of April we had $26 million of an outflow. That is significant because it's shown here on the chart. It's not as big as the inflows we previously had, but again, we're looking at the most recent inflows, outflows. It has been majorly outflows recently. However, that has been slowing down. If we simply just draw a line from the recent highest, or just the highest outflow to now, you'll see that line is getting smaller and smaller. So outflows are slowing down, even though we might get these random bursts of large outflows. They are slowing down. It doesn't really change anything until we start getting inflows like we saw right here, where we got major inflows from these ETFs. And even then, we sort of got these major inflows just after a pump, and then that pump maybe went up another 3 to 7% from that inflow. The key thing to remember though is that these investors like momentum. So you'll see, whenever we start dropping down, we start getting major outflows. Whenever we're consolidating, there's not really any major outflows or inflows. When we start pumping, major inflows start coming. When we start dumping, major outflows start coming. These investors usually move with momentum. They don't like to hold or buy when a stock is going down or down, or crypto for that matter, and they don't like to sell when it's going up. They usually do the opposite, which is weird because we get taught to buy low, sell high, but they just like to move in a slightly different manner. And they think it's less risk to buy with the momentum and then sell with the momentum. But it's very, very hard to catch, because if you bought in here, then you might not have sold, because it's going to be like a 20 to 30% profit, and then you're going to be holding down and not buying because you bought so high up, probably used a lot of capital. And I think the strategy that we do is much better in the sense of just DCAing. So we had a DCA entry at 1.83k, another DCA entry at 1.57k. We're going to have another one probably a bit lower at like 1.37k, another one at 1k, day. Just having these multiple entry points removes so much risk in the form of, if the coin continues to go down, your entry will go down as well, and your average entry will be a lot lower. So when it does eventually come back up, you'll be in profits. But you have to do that on coins that will eventually go back up. It's no point in trying to desay into meme coins like Melania coin, for example, because chances of that going severely back up aren't that high. So you have to make sure to do it on proper established coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe a few others, XRP, Solana maybe. There was a lot of hype. You want to find coins that can usually move without any necessary hype, and those coins are usually the coins that have been around for the longest time: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. Now, other coins I'm going to be watching this week will be Doge. This is still performing relatively well, just broke above this previous support level, sort of held it well, 0.786 area right here. Next targets from once we come back down probably to 15 cents will be roughly 22-23 cents, then 26-28 cents, somewhere around there. Dog with hat, I quite like this coin for shorts, so we're going to be watching it in case there's any potential short opportunities. HBAR as well, another coin I like. Vito is up 40% today, which is insane. But yeah, HBAR is slightly resisting 18 cents here, so maybe we're going to see another drop, maybe down to 12 cents, so that will be interesting to see. Otherwise, next targets to the upside are 22 cents. Fetch saw a decent day yesterday. Overall has been a relatively decent week, just nicely trending up. 59.60 cents, somewhere around here, is going to be the next target. It's not really that big, but once we start moving, we can easily head to 127, 140, somewhere around there for Fetch. API3 is another coin. This saw a huge run up, then dropped off 50%, then moved back up, and now is dropping back down again. Lots of volatility, will be good to watch. XRP moving relatively well, just at this resistance level here at 215. Again, interesting to see whether it breaks above or is not able to do so. Sui did break above this prior resistance, previous support, which it broke down previously at, next targets are like 282, maybe $3. Render moving up nicely, no real targets apart from $6, which is nearly 2x away. Polkadot also moving up quite nicely, and then again Solana, ETH, Bitcoin, the main ones we've talked about. Now, if you did enjoy today's video and you did find it helpful, please do make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to be getting my trades every single day, then check out the Discord down below. But if you need a place to actually buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency for the lowest fees with the best sign-up bonuses, then check out Mexi, which is the exchange we're working with down below. If you use my link to sign up, you'll get some cheaper fees and some nice sign-up bonuses. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.